through, fumbling through, fumbling through, fumbling through, fumbling through.
Bring out your dead, collect your poppies, and call the bone collectors. It's time for Fumble Through!
Fumble Through!
A podcast whose humours are all out of whack and in need of a good leeching. As we pick ourselves up, wash off the Denka rub, and put away the vitamin C, we need to throw out all those dirty, filthy tissues, you naughty little boys with strong forearms. It's time to head back into the newly disinfected Fumble Factory and wonder which one of us will get the joy of discovering what long COVID is. So I guess now is as good a time as any to check in with my fellow players and do that thing where you pretend that other people's lives actually matter. So how are you all? What's been going down? What's been your strategy for getting through illnesses?
My wife said long COVID would be the only long thing about me.
Yeah, what have you, I mean, you guys have all been sick and not well over the past couple of weeks, months. I mean, Luke, you had it at the turn of the year. Brett, you've had it.
I was lucky enough to go to Adelaide. We did a trip from Brisbane to Adelaide to see family.
You really?
Yeah. And then I went to the Adelaide Hills and had a great time in the winery and landed. And that night felt like shit. And then woke up at 3 a.m., took a test, went, I got it. And then everyone for the second week of school holidays was stuck at home.
The
only redeeming factor was we didn't give a shit about what the kids did. They could play games much as they wanted because there was nothing else going on in their lives. And I got through a whole heap of ARC, which I loved because I was sitting in a room quarantined by myself, not having to do anything.
ARC is a good game.
Oh, it's great for when you just need to just kill time.
Yeah. It's on mobile now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Stuff. What about you, Lindsay? You're the latest.
Yes. Yep. Fresh. As we record this, my daughter still has COVID.
Yeah.
She's out.
Committed. You're committed. I like it. Thank you.
Yeah. I like that. You said that, and in my head, all I heard was fresh out of lockdown. The crazy motherfucker named Lindsay.
No, I actually had the week before I got COVID. I actually had a chest infection, a bacterial chest infection, which was worse than COVID. So I had that. Came back for work for a day or two, and then woke up like that sad day. Woke up with a sore throat. And I'm like, better test again, even though I just had done 6 for the previous week, and that was COVID. And I was like, it's not too bad. Sore throat passed after a day. And then about day 3 or 4, I just slept for like the whole days. And then
the fatigue is real.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Hey.
But like, at the start of it, both my wife, who's pregnant, and my daughter both were negative. So they just locked me in my room. I dragged the air mattress from camping into my room, and I just slept in there, painted minis.
How good is being isolated in your own room, though? Like I've had the experience. I was negative, but I had 2 days of isolation, and I didn't want to come out.
I haven't been alone since I've had this kid, so it was kind of like I felt guilty for a good 4 days until I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't too bad. But
You're looking to get yourself COVID as often as possible in the near future, I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't know. That's COVID-like symptoms without COVID. Yeah. What about you, Luke? I mean, you were probably the first in our group to have really experienced COVID because you got it in December?
January.
Yeah.
It was towards the end of January. Yeah. Went on holiday, came back with it. Yeah. That wasn't fun. A few days of bedridden, fatigue and plague. Yeah, not fun. But and that was after the vaccination as well.
I realized when I got it that it brings out the worst part of me. So at 3 a.m. in the morning, I did the test. I went, all right, that's positive. I've got 3 hours before people might wake up to sort this shit out and get myself a nice place in the house to quarantine.
I touched it, it's mine.
Yeah, and I didn't want
I've coughed on everything.
I didn't want the 4 meter by 2 meter room that's a spare room with nothing in it. I was like, oh, there's no TV, there's nothing in there. So I came downstairs, I cleared the whole area away. I pumped up the air mattress to go, all right, I can stay downstairs. The whole downstairs would be mine.
Yep.
That'd be great. I'd have 2 PlayStations to flip between if I needed to.
Yep.
TV, chairs,
Books
coffee machine,
galore.
books.
Yep.
No one would come down here like I could really separate
Your
it
own
off.
bathroom.
All of that
Yep.
stuff, right? And then the air mattress after 3 minutes just went...
Oh,
By 5:30, I'd found one at BCF that I went, that one would be good. And then Dimity woke and went, no, you're in the spare room.
Oh.
The kids need downstairs if they're quarantined.
Yeah, but it's too late now.
Well, it's like I've licked
Just
it all.
like I've been down there sweating while I've been pumping up the airbag.
And I licked all the controllers. I've licked the remotes for the TVs. Yeah, the worst part of me came out. How about you, Justin?
We've had COVID in my house. I think first week of the school holidays, my youngest child decided that the first day of holidays was when COVID needed to hit. So we locked him in his room. I threw him a webcam at one point so I could see that he was still alive. And he was good. I think we went through 3 cans of disinfectant spray in 2 days. So every
just to keep him back in the room.
No, well, anytime he needed to come out,
it was flame on.
because we'd bring him his meals, and then I'd talk to him on his webcam, and really he only had one day where he felt bad, and then it was like, I just want someone around me, and I'm like, oh, I need a hazmat suit for that. So that kind of, I put a glove on a stick and was like, they're there, and tapped him on the back. But other than that, like, he was fine. He'd tell me when he was coming out, so we'd clear the house, and then we'd just go out there like with masks on and spray and wipe with disinfectant wipes everything he touched. So it didn't really affect anyone else, which I was really surprising, to be honest. And then I lost my voice at one point and thought I may have had it, but I had to take a couple of days off and ISO, slept on a camp bed, realized that sleeping in a camp bed in the spare room is probably one of the best experiences I've had for a while. I didn't have to cart a child around. I didn't have to deal with cooking, cleaning. Meals were brought to me. I was locked in a room with all my favorite things.
Amen, brother. Amen, amen.
That's right. Other than sounding like Marge Simpson, I felt fine. So I was all G.
It's so much guilty, not guilty going, oh, sorry, kids, I can't be around you. Your mother will have to sort that out. Oh, sorry, I can't cook, clean, do anything in the house. Yes, I can't even walk. It's a 3 metre by 2 metre room and there's nowhere to exercise. Not suitable for a prisoner, but fine for me for a week.
I said the same thing to my kids and they went, what's new?
I was trying to enjoy it, but like Lorelei's at that super cute stage. So every day she would knock on the door
hard.
and that should knock on the door because she knew I had to sterilize and bring a mask, and she'd bring me like a card that she made or like a fake rose or a Lego dog or something to keep me company. And it was just like, it was hard. I had it hard for that. I'm like, oh.
I mean, having a toddler with COVID, that's difficult.
It's been harder this week because Rachel hasn't got it still, and we're wanting to keep her off it since she's, due to pop. It's been harder this week trying to work from home.
Probably clarify the due to pop comment for people that don't know what's going on.
Pretty sure most people know she's pregnant by now.
And butt plugs.
Yeah, but
Oh, God. Oh.
Multiple apparently. You had an S on that.
Wow.
Beads, single beads.
Oh.
I'm going to get in trouble for this.
Yeah, you are really going to get in trouble for that.
But this week was harder because, we were both trying to work from home.
Yeah.
And we're trying to keep Lorelei away from Rachel. I ended up teaching her work. I gave her a job. And I'm like,
delegating to your daughter.
Press the mouse button every 5 minutes so people think I'm still here.
If you put all the colors in the matching color boxes, you get money. And I gave her 10 cents and she put it in her piggy bank. Issue is now she wants money for everything.
Yeah.
Smart girl.
Yeah, you have ruined your life. That was going to happen at some point anyway.
I did a Mother's Day sweatshop for Mother's Day cards.
How much? Can I buy one?
But yeah.
Automatic cuteness factor.
Yep.
12 out of 10. How did you find, like, I spoke to a lot of people about the mental kind of side of things. I know we're joking about being isolated and the peace of that, but I only did 2 and a bit days of isolation, and I kind of, there is a moment where you're like, I kind of miss hanging out with the people that I don't want to hang out with normally. Like usually the kids are around or something, and that got hard. Like, how did you find 7 whole days?
I loved it. Life is so bloody hectic right now. Having all of that pressure released, not having to go, what are we doing with kids on holidays? What's the activities we need to do? How do we manage that with work? Yeah. Who's taking a day off? What's the thing? Who's picking up? Who's dropping off?
Yeah, because of the holidays anyway. Yeah,
because it was holidays, and Dimity then got to work from home because she had to isolate as well. It was harder on her, obviously, because she had to do all the work and was working and looking after the kids. But the release valve for that week of just being able to go, actually, I can't do anything. I feel too shit to do anything. So you can't. but also don't have to. That's great.
Yeah.
That was great. And then by day 6 or 7, I was like, oh yeah, I could do with a hug. I probably could do with a hug. But then I played Fortnite with Josiah and we just high-fived on our avatars and it was fine.
Well, Sarah and I were actually okay when we had it because we both had it at the same time. So
Oh,
we had to
okay.
isolate the whole household. But I did get to put together loads of miniatures that have been sat in boxes. So it was nice. Like
Yeah.
rehabilitation.
So you had your whole house. You could still have your whole house because you were both isolating in the house. You weren't quarantined
So
within
you
the
and the
house.
kid, all the kids, everybody
never
was
developed
together.
it. Yeah, but they obviously had to stay with us. So
Yeah. Well,
and our
what can you
neighbors
do in
were
that
really helpful.
situation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Our neighbors were fantastically helpful and like would do us little food parcels and things like that if we desperately needed anything. And they'd keep dropping donuts around and cakes and stuff. It
Yeah,
was like,
that's nice.
yeah, the sugar lift. That was really good.
Yeah, no, I definitely, as I said, struggled. I felt guilty a lot of it because, as I said, Rachel is got 6 weeks to go with the pregnancy. So
Yeah. She's got a lot on her plate.
she's got a lot on, and I was fine.
And
as I
her
said-
pelvis.
Yeah.
And her bladder.
Yeah.
And when I was sick, it was okay. As I said, I didn't feel guilty because I felt sick. But even working from home, like, yeah, it's tough, let alone doing it for months on end. Like people at the beginning of the year were doing it.
Yeah. Both of you look fucking tired. Like you actually look worn out. Like everybody I know who's had COVID is like, I got sick, but then the weeks after have just been a grind afterwards. Like, are you finding that same thing or?
The fatigue is real and it still is real. Every now and then, like it's been a couple of weeks and every now and then you go, oh shit, I just need to sit down for a minute. Fuck.
Yeah, the afternoon nap is fantastic, right?
Yeah.
But also
But
because
how do you have that when you're at work? And
I was
stuff
off
and
work for a
making up?
week. The work didn't go away.
Yeah, making
it just
up for lost
backed up.
time.
And then all these other people are away with sickness and illness. And it's not just COVID right now. People are away because flu season and people, shit's going on. So you're backing up and doing 2, 3, 4 people's jobs as well as what you had to clear. And it's not getting, like, the output's not getting any less. The expectations are still being maintained. You've just got to cover other people. So I don't feel guilty asking because I know it's going to come around. There's a 360 on that.
I'm going to be having another coffee before I drive home at midnight tonight because that's safety.
Yeah, sure. It's safe to drive home tired.
It will be interesting to see how good tonight goes.
Yeah.
But if I start to wane, just pump me full of caffeine.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to throw this out to all 4 of you that are listening. But the people out there, obviously everybody's got a story. So it'd be great to hear what people have done and there, because I think people need to hear what other people's experiences have been.
I think you're right, Jesse. I think me talking to other people when I was going through it helped me a lot. Like, just texting and emailing people going, this is fucked. And they're like, yep, it's fucked. We get it. We know what you're doing. Being able to share that stuff, being able to be really open with that. And I think being able to share that, own that, talk with other people about that openly and go, you know what, life is hard and we don't get that valve, that release every now and then. I welcome our spaces to do that. I think that's a really good place for us to share and welcome our listeners in.
Yeah, it must be. It made me think a little bit actually of.
Like,
yeah. Like I genuinely had struggled because I had this thing. I think it's called compassion, but
Empathy.
Oh, what? Would you call me? But no, I genuinely thought because everybody's got COVID, so like the COVID's a thing and everybody knows about it though, and I kind of think what happens in the world before COVID when people were sick. And people going through this without the world sort of acknowledging how hard that is. Like people go through illness all the time. And sometimes you kind of just brush over someone and go, oh, they haven't been well. And then you don't have these conversations going, I acknowledge that you're going to be rat shit tired for the next 3 weeks or whatever. You go, oh, you're back at work now, get to it, go back to where you were. And it actually gave me pause to go, oh, I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of having someone come back and not giving them some space or that time. And I think it's a talking point that maybe we need to get to. I don't know if I'm getting soft in my old age though.
That happens.
It is very unlike you to show compassion.
Yeah,
It's a welcome change.
I did show a lot of.
It won't last.
I did show a lot of passion when I was in isolation, but I did have nowhere to hide the tissues.
I say you are looking quite buff on that one arm, mate.
Just one arm. I had to go to the physio because this arm today.
Tennis elbow from isolation, buddy. That's tricky.
I was going to say they call it wanker's elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I guess that pivots us around to this week's dicey question. I want to change this week's dicey question because I want to ask a couple of things of you. This question has a couple of facets. Luke, yes, you're going to ask for clarifying, and I know you are, but it's one of these things, and you can pick any answer, all of the answers, or whatever. But I have a question. Number one. What is your strategy for getting through illness? Like, if you know that you're about to get sick, I know when the family's sick, it's probably going to come to me. And like Brett said, he had a strategy at 3:00 in the morning. But generally, what's your strategy for getting through illness? That's one part of this question. Or number two, what are the best and worst things about isolation? Though we've kind of touched a little bit on those things as well. But I think, do you have a strategy for getting through illness? I'm not just talking COVID, but any illness. What's your game plan?
Green ginger wine.
Oh,
that shit's magical. If you have a sore
as in
throat,
the Stones green
ginger wine
okay.
is magical if you've got a sore throat.
Okay, wow, that's a change from Brett's gargling semen.
Oh, how'd you gargle a boat full of Navymen?
In a submarine.
They're not Navy when I see them, my friend.
They are blue in the balls, though.
Oh, my days.
I've got the worst approach to illness.
Yeah.
Deny.
Yeah.
And then it hits me real bad and hard, and I go down and
then the semen arrive.
yeah, you'll know. I did it once when I was much, much younger and went to hospital for a long time.
For months.
Yes.
In intensive care.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I'm really bad at taking care of myself through those periods, and I will deny it and go, it'll be fine. And then all of a sudden I am a collapsed heaping wreck that needs to be cared for like a baby.
Luke, what's your strategy for
strategy. So when you say, here we go, clarification.
yeah.
So when you say strategy, do you mean like medicinal strategy
or both?
Okay, so like usually my main strategy when I'm starting to feeling unwell, I will buy miniatures.
Yeah.
I will, go into that shop space or.
Well, you must feel unwell a lot.
Yeah, I am chronically ill. Or like card games like Yu-Gi-Oh and things like that. I'll build decks and stuff like that, and just kind of I'll almost go out to that almost introvertive kind of space and just be in my own space kind of thing. The other thing is chili.
Oh yeah,
I find chili. I end up putting chili in a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So like omelets, anything like bird eye chili. Just go and sweat it out. Because chili apparently is supposed to really increase your metabolic rate.
Which is what the green ginger wine does as well.
Yeah. So I'll go nuts for spicy food.
Yeah, nice.
The more takeaway, the better.
Unless you've got an upset tummy.
Then that's what gives me the upset tummy.
I know I'm getting unwell because my appetite drops off.
Drops?
Yeah. For me, my appetite to drop, shit's going wrong. But
only 4 Hot Pockets today.
So, when I was ill, I would go, I can't have breakfast today. Oh, no, I'm not hungry.
Ooh,
just a black tea with honey was what was getting me through.
Mm.
Yes, a good hot curry would kind of clean me out, I think. Top, bottom, and everywhere in between.
Simultaneously, hopefully. It's a good one, right?
Yeah. But I can't, I've got no appetite for it. So it's like, I can't face that. Dimity then goes, all right, you're getting unwell. If you can't eat what's in front of you and what's in front of everyone else.
If you can only eat what's in front of you.
Yeah, that's right. I find, and I've done this since I was a kid. I remember going very early on when I was a kid, feeling unwell and being at home because it took a lot for our mum to let us to stay at home. Like we genuinely were on death's bed. But back in those days, you used to be able to go to a video shop for you younger kids and hire out like Sega Master Systems or the thing. So
do you know what he's talking about, Lindsay?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So,
I always wonder whether you're just that little bit too young.
No, I used to. My first job was working at a video store.
Oh, great.
Okay.
You started working.
DVD store, I guess it was.
Probably.
Video Easy.
Yeah, but it wasn't actual video cassettes.
There was videos.
Oh, okay.
Not many, but there's still some.
Okay. Yeah, but you used to be able to go and buy them. And I remember early, like when I was a kid, we hired, I think, and I played Altered Beast or something like that for like a week when I was really ill as a kid. But that is my go-to strategy now. I still, to this day, drag a television into the bedroom, bring a PlayStation into the bedroom, and I begin playing video games because I'm all about just distract.
How do you concentrate though? I can't do that.
I'll
So,
either
I know I said I'd buy miniatures. I don't do anything with them. I just leave them in the boxes on the side.
Well, it's a distraction though. So I find I'm either really tired and want to sleep. Like, you're really bad when you can't play video games. Like, that's an awful time. But usually my strategy is I'll either find stuff to binge watch and stuff to play games, and I'll just lean into whatever that is, get through it. And like we said before, I will go for the hottest ramen I can find. Like, the ramen bowls that get like the really hot. Yeah.
Yes, nice.
That's my big kind of go-to. And I guess the sickness I hate the most, I cannot stand throwing up. Like, I like to say I haven't chucked for a couple of years, but that is the one thing that will destroy me.
Chucking up usually over real quick, not so
me.
much of a problem. Or if it's coming out the back pipe, then that's not too much of a problem either. It's when it's simultaneously coming top and bottom.
Yeah.
That's possibly the most,
And
the negative pressure that's generated on your internal organs is enough to just,
It creates a vacuum and sucks it back in.
Yeah.
And we're back to Brett and submarines.
I'm just saying that, Justin, when I was upstairs in isolation, Halo, thank God for Halo, thank God for The Witcher, thank God for Ark, right?
Yep.
I would sit there and spend 3 hours running from one side of the island to the other to pick up my dead body and get my shit and then run back again.
And the grindier the better, right?
Yeah,
because it's just distraction.
And I don't need to, I'm just holding the up button for a long, long time, looking out for a raptor.
I'm just going to close my eyes while I move across.
I can hear the raptors coming if body's going straight.
Have we gone through you, Lindsay?
Yes.
So did COVID.
Stonies. But do you have like a action strategy other than Stonies? Like, that's your medicinal kind of go-to? What do you do? Like,
if I'm sick, sleep. I'll just go to bed and just sleep.
Oh, wow.
What a smart thing to do.
It's also because he's drunk a bottle of wine.
See, I actually pictured that you would be painting miniatures.
I did for like COVID and stuff like that, but like if it's usually just a cold and stuff that I can get over pretty quickly, if I'm not feeling well, I know I need to sleep.
Yeah.
And I will just watch a bit of TV, maybe do something like that for a little bit, and then I will just I'll feel my eyelids start to go and I'll just crash.
Fuck, you're mature.
It's an old man, right?
Yeah, there is no way. Like, even when I'm sick, I get even worse. Like, I don't like sleeping at the bed. I'm like a small child when you want to put me to bed. I'm like, no, I'm not going to bed. I'm not going to bed. And then wake me up. I'm not waking up.
This might be the last 2 years when I've had a 2-year-old and I don't get a full night's sleep regardless, but that seems to be what's happening at the moment.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Can I ask a follow-up?
Yep.
How do your families behave when you get sick? What is their response to your sickness?
No comment.
Because I like to sleep, but I don't get the chance. I will go and curl up in bed and I will get every one of my family members coming in the next hour and a half, waking me up going, what's going on? What's going on? And I find it really hard to sleep. So it's like the minute I wake up, it's like, there's another hour to get back to sleep. What's going on? Well, I'm not feeling very well, so I've gone to bed. What's going on? Well, are you going to empty the dishwasher?
Are you okay?
No, I'm not.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
And until I get through that and everyone believes that I'm not unwell and just not skiving off by going to bed and putting my head under the pillow, I don't get that relief of being able to go. And sometimes I need to go to sleep now. I just need to go to bed. And like the other night, 7 o'clock, I came home with the kids and I went to bed and Dimity came home at 8:30 and I was still asleep. And they hadn't had a shower. They've got their own dinner to get. Like, it was chaos. And she walked in and I was asleep and she walked in and went, what the hell's going on? And I felt like shit. I was like, I don't feel very good and now you make me feel worse.
See, our household's fine. Like, when I'm ill, Sarah runs a tight ship. The kids are great. Everything's organised. Yeah. So, exactly right. And the kids generally, they'll leave me alone.
How much sympathy do you get?
Reasonable amount, actually. I mean, I know it's one of those commonly held beliefs that nurses, you've got to be pretty much dying to go get any sympathy. And on occasions, I mean, like when I thought I was having a heart attack and I phoned her from a conference and said, I think I'm having a heart attack, I was told that I was being stupid.
Well,
she's a cardiac nurse, by the way.
Okay. Did you have a heart attack?
I did not. Well, this is the thing.
Who was right and who was wrong?
Well, I think there was certainly a strong amount of evidence to suggest that there was a blockage that was going on. And then 2 years later, we found out that actually there was a problem. But anyway, that's another story. But yeah, so when
but your life insurance was up.
when I'm ill, everything's fine and the house runs smoothly because Sarah's amazing at doing that sort of thing. But when Sarah's ever ill, I just find the wheels come off.
Yeah.
And the kids will constantly want to see Sarah, and I'm sure that Sarah, all she hears from the bedroom is, "No, leave your mother alone. She's sleeping." And
Shut up! Be quiet.
Yeah, and doesn't get any rest at all. So
Rachel has an amazing immune system. She never gets sick. And so she then thinks I'm never sick and I'm always just faking it. So,
but man flu.
That's great.
Before COVID and I had the bacterial infection, I was running a fever of 39 and I'm shivering, like my teeth are chattering, and it woke her up. And I got in trouble for waking.
And she's like, "I can have a temperature of 39. You're cold. You're shivering, for goodness sake."
So it's really hard to convince Rachel that I'm actually sick because she's never been sick. But then when she's sick, it's like the end of the world. So, yeah.
We are in dicey territory here, by the way.
I'm fine. My wife doesn't listen to this.
Mine does. Mine does every time.
Funny story. This week, I'm like on call, so my phone rings and rah. And I'm like sitting in my room and I hear "Fumble through," and because that's my ringtone. I rush out and it's Rachel listening to the podcast. Thought my phone was ringing out in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right. So I guess
Love you, Sarah.
Look, I've got to say, Dimity supported me so well when I was sick and does continually. Sometimes she does go when I go, "I'm not feeling well." "Yeah, I'm not feeling well either." It comes from her just so that she can just hedge your bets, just in case.
Who can go down
Who's first out the blocks?
Yeah. That's pretty funny. So it's been a minute, guys. So let's try. I've forgotten how to play. I mean, Luke's
I never knew in the first place.
Forgotten all the rules. Luke's forgotten the rule.
You can't forget anything you don't already know.
You know what I got exciting the other day, though?
Yeah.
I did a Kickstarter for Random Encounter Dice, this brilliant dice company in Brisbane or Sunshine Coast, somewhere local, right?
Yeah.
Local company, great products. If you want some dice, go to them. They're brilliant.
What's that name again?
Random Encounter Dice, RED.
You've had stuff from them before.
I have.
You?
They're
We've
great.
talked
They're
about it,
brilliant.
yeah.
They're brilliant. The dice we've got with the little fox heads on them that, you know. But I got 4 sets of dice on this Kickstarter.
Oh, wow.
2 sets the same because I wanted an expanded set. But there's these nice kind of I don't know, camouflage
nice boxes.
kind of
The box
one's a snow camouflage.
Wait, no. There's these giant screens that are stopping me from being
whose idea was that?
Pass them around.
So
Can we describe them? You pass
Oh,
one each, and
yeah,
we'll
no, they
all
are
have a turn
nice.
describing.
So I went for different color
They are
camo
beautiful.
dice for different kind of
You're gonna have to pass me
areas,
one.
and these are the ones that are the same. So
These boxes are cool as
Yeah,
well.
right.
I'm a real
Excellent.
slut for a
And
bit
the-
of packaging.
and they sent like a pin and a
stop.
badge and this beautiful bag that I got for the dice with it as well. So, you know, I could clip my dice to my belt if I wanted to.
I love it. So I'm going to describe these dice. They come in this nice white box, but what I love the most about them is that they're matte finish.
Yeah.
The matte finish on them is beautiful, and these are kind of like a stony, bluey grey.
Oh, is that you
these
got the same as
ones.
me? Or
No, they're
oh, you got a
different.
bluey grey one,
That's
yeah.
the navy camouflage that Justin's got. So
Now
you've
you
got
say
this-
camouflage, but yeah, but this looks
Oh,
like
dragons on the 20.
Yeah.
this looks like marble. Sorry, you know, like you get the stone ice cubes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For drinks. That's what that kind of that lovely grey.
I think that's the snow camouflage.
Yeah,
Even the
that's
numbering
really
on
nice.
this is
Yeah, they're
beautiful.
I have
Okay.
the nice forest Are they
These are
stone? What are they?
No, I think
they're
they're
resin.
Yeah.
resin or
They have
poly or
a
something.
nice feel to them.
And
They
do-
do.
It's just the matte. That's the matte
grip and
finish.
the,
I think.
yeah.
And do they all come with 2 D20s and 4 D6s?
4D6s. Yeah, that's what I got
These
here.
were the sets that came in the Kickstarter. It was a Kickstarter that I joined up for, and I got 2 sets of the camos. And then once when the Kickstarter went live, they went, and we've got these extra sets. You want to buy some more? And of course, I did.
R.E. dice.
Stretch goals.
So randomencounterddice.com.
Yeah, love it.
Have a look.
Not a
Check 'em out.
sponsor, but we're willing. we're
But
willing to play together.
And I also emailed them. I went, we were around the road. They went, "Hey, we just did a Kickstarter. Leave us alone for a little while." But I'll get in touch. I'll get in touch again if they're on board and see what they want to do. See what they want to play or something.
Sorry,
They're cool.
I'm taking this bag that you said as well. That's
pretty cool,
great. Look at that. Oh, it comes with a little
little
pouch
badge on them.
there.
And, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like a little webbing kind of.
Yeah.
miniature rucksack.
I guess if you did card games, you could chuck them in there too.
Oh, hey, that's a great idea.
Well, I think that'd take a mini.
Oh, you're not getting this back. Oh, there's even pencil
Yeah,
little
right.
Is there?
I think they've
loops that you can put your pencils in and stuff.
There are obviously people that play the game because they know the bits what you need.
Yeah.
And what dice feels good in your hand. You know, sometimes the dice are a little slippery or a little, whatever.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Share a look.
Yeah, that's
That
cool.
is, I love this bag. This is great. That's good quality as well.
Next time there's a Kickstarter, let us know.
Yeah, nice of you to give us a heads up, Brad.
Yeah, it's his fault. It's his fault we don't check Kickstarters.
There's a lot on Kickstarter.
That's true.
Sure, I'll just go back and do you want me to send you the email or did I let you know that the Kickstarter was on and this was cool?
Did you send me an email?
I think I sent everyone an email. You don't check your emails.
I
anyway,
do not check my emails. I read my emails about as much as I read the rule book.
It's the same login.
And on that note, let's get back into this game. Okay, so where we left it last time. So who wants to? We'll do a bit of a recap. You guys have come to the anyone?
Convocation, the Grand Convocation.
That's correct. And at the Grand Convocation, you guys did some games where you got some boon cards. Sorry, Lindsay. And then.
Why was that so funny to you?
Oh, it's just
Why
great.
was my pain
It
so
was
amusing to you?
always coming from Justin.
It wasn't the pain, it was the look of sorrow on your face the whole time.
He was so sad. He was so sad. But yeah, so there was a couple of games, but then all of a sudden something or some group has attacked the Grand Lodge, the Pathfinder Society, and you guys have been under it almost since that moment. There has been shit going down left, right, and center. I kind of think in this mode, like the beginning of Save It Private Ryan.
That's the alternate version.
Yeah.
Saving Ryan's
Oh
private.
no.
See,
Yeah.
we're making up for the lack of mispronunciations
Yes, right.
that we missed last
we're
week.
jamming them in
So I need
real
to
hard and
obviously lay
fast.
down the smackdown a bit more.
Yeah.
Justin, you can't do shit.
I've got Vidogov. Anyway, but the beginning of. And there
Now
we
we've
go.
started.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
we've
yeah.
started.
So the beginning of Saving Private Ryan, when they're walking up Omaha Beach and there's just shit blowing up left, right, and center. This is what I'm imagining, but instead of like guns and bombs, it's like dragons and spells and stuff going off. Like you guys have been running.
They're dragons?
from place to place. There's aerial creatures. There's elephants, mammoths. There's different animals going
Chihuahuas.
through. Chihuahuas with large forearms. But then you guys went to the Star Hall, and you got to the Star Hall. You met some anyone?
There were Dragonkin, Tarznov, and someone else who was
Wyvaran?
Skiers.
Yeah.
Wyvaran. they
Yeah,
were,
so
and-
Wyvaran, which
and-
are dragon
and deathly, as I recall, deathly creatures.
Yes, causing one of your party members to flee in terror. And last you saw him, he was doing a moment where he was running and he didn't give a shit. He was running next to bombs. He was running through wizard's jewels. He was just out of there. He did not want a moment of that. We almost lost Flopsy.
We almost
Again.
lost,
Again.
Yeah.
We almost lost everyone.
Again. I was
yeah.
hoping that we would. But but you finally
You have to
got
roll better then.
you finally got out of there.
Fuck you, Lindsay.
Yeah, it's always Brett that cops it. Lindsay writes the checks and Brett gets the cash.
It's because he holds all the party funds.
So, and then Miles was finally given the moment that he could step up and start talking. And you set a couple of groups on their way to go and help the battle that's going on. You sent some groups to go defend some places and some escorts. But
Commodore McCarthy.
yeah, but I guess the one thing, which was the one that you failed to get people to go to?
The gate, I think, was
the
it?
female Asimir group going to the two-headed vulture.
Oh, yeah, they definitely
right.
wanted to fight the vulture, and you couldn't
Yeah,
convince
yeah.
them that it was going to the guards at the gate.
Mhm.
Yeah, so stopping the guards at the from coming in at the gate. So there's still a bit of ruckus there, but as you've looked up and you've realized that's not happening, but there's so much more going on that you can't keep diverting your attention from the battles ahead. You know that if you don't help in some way, shape, or form, this battle is going to turn. The Pathfinders need to step up, they need to rally, and they need to fight. And you've looked up, and all of a sudden, you've seen a figure walking towards you, a tall figure that looks like it may hail from the Mwangi expanse, with darkish type skin, tall, lanky limbs. I guess the description was somewhat of the Wakanda fighters, the female Wakanda fighters. You knew the name of them, but now
I did.
can't
No,
remember.
it slipped my mind.
So, and you find this
Dora Milaje.
the Dora Milaje. You find this female walking towards you with somewhat of a purpose.
Okay, can I do a sense motive? Does she look like she's hostile?
Roll your dice.
She looks gorgeous.
I'm going to do that as well, just because
Yeah, sure.
Miles and his sense motive is always fun.
Yeah, I got 12 for my sense motive.
Okay.
I got an 8.
All right.
Here comes my best friend. Says Flopsy.
And before you know it, this female is upon you.
I'm small. Everyone's upon me.
Oh man, she towers well above you. She's almost 6'3", 6'4". She's super tall, like super tall, muscly woman, bald head, this red stripe across her eyes, painted on in a tribal fashion. She's got a armor on that seems like it's come from a more Asian kind of country, a Jantian kind of Asian armor. And then this massive huck-off sword, huge sword, bastard swords in her hand. She had a shield in her hand and she was deflecting some arrows from. She just throws it to the ground and wields those two, the sword in two hands, and walks up to you and just grunts, as if presenting herself.
Hello, Miles McCarthy. Are you with Pathfinder Society?
You look like you need some help. Yeah, she's very tall.
Workshop that voice, did we?
You know when you workshop a
Hello,
voice,
my name is Lady.
the first time you go to say it, it doesn't come out as you practiced it for
It
about a
never
million
does.
times.
No,
Yeah.
it never does. I always need a phrase to cue myself in.
What have you done for me lately, Eddie?
So, there you go. There you go.
Hello, I'm here to help. What can I do?
That's beautiful. What is that, velvet?
No, this is bastard sword.
I mean, yes, any help you can provide would be great. There's a lot going on.
I can help.
Yes, we're about to head to the menagerie if I'm not mistaken, to try and see if we can stop it there. If you would like to accompany us,
Would you like a big sword to help you?
Certainly.
I have one.
Thank you. Sure. Welcome. Your name, Miss?
Hello, my name is Tia Amarok. You can call me Tia if that is too hard.
Well, welcome, Tia. My name is Flops. No, I'm not Flopsy.
I'm Flopsy.
This is Flopsy. My name is Miles McCarthy, and this is Big Reg.
Reg is just in absolute awe, like just open-mouthed, eyes wide, just in absolute
And you
awe.
you carry for the gentleman you are the...
Sure. Yeah.
And I think Flopsy's kind of pulled his hood up and is carrying back a little bit. New person. He's just trying to blend back a little bit as he doesn't want to...
Flopsy, don't be shy. Introduce yourself to Tia.
Hello, I am Flopsy. Jarty. You're rather tall, aren't you?
And she says,
There was a term for this, as I recall. Kobold, no, we're not fucking spot. No, what's the term that we did on the
I can't even remember.
challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You are a strange looking man. Come, many things to happen here. If you have nothing to fight, we shall find fight, or I will go find fight.
Yes. That's yes. Where are we going?
I reckon there's a lot of these strange creatures about. I reckon we go to the menagerie and try and put a stop to that.
To the menagerie.
But stay behind me, little one. I will protect you.
Yes, my lady.
Monster bait.
There we go. Monster baited me. Yes. Got nothing left after the COVID.
We'll
It's time for our nap now, isn't it?
We'll try. And she pulls out a massive bastard sword.
What? She already had one. Where's she's pulling this one?
She would have rested on it like it comes up to
Gotcha.
her chest, like
Right.
a good
It's literally as big as me.
bigger.
Bigger than
Like
me.
taller than
The
yes.
sword is.
This is a two-handed, massive beast of a weapon.
So she could quite literally spit roast me.
Well, you're at the right height to find out.
Now, Tia, I just will let you know before we get into combat, if Flopsy hits you with a bomb, it is an accident. Please do not murder him. He's very poor at aiming.
Common, not so good. What do you mean, hit me with bomb?
He throws these things at the enemy.
Yes, good.
And you'll be in front. I assume you're a frontline fighter with a big sword like that.
Hit. Big hit.
Yes.
Enemy dead.
So when he throws his things, they explode. Big boom. Big bada boom.
Why are you talking like idiot?
Lindsay's just gone into universal translation. Bar weep,
Grana,
weep, ninny bomb.
He got louder and slower.
Just out of character for a second. When you go overseas, like, do you assimilate to do you start talking to people like if they have an accent in their accent?
No.
You just get sausage, egg, and chips.
Does it come with gravy?
I was clearly
garlic bread.
making a reference to Fifth Element.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So when he throws things, they explode,
Yes.
and if you're nearby, you may get damaged as well. It is an accident. He doesn't mean to hurt you.
So hit him little bit, not hard bit.
Yeah, let's do that.
Right.
I mean, yeah, let's do that.
Okay, point me at enemy.
Okay.
There's one. There's another one. There's another one.
Charge.
Right, to the menagerie. To the menagerie.
So the menagerie.
You look behind you and there's just all these enemies asleep. Just on the floor. 4 rounds later, they're still down there. All right.
Okay, so we're heading to the menagerie.
So you guys start moving. Again, this is a moment where, like I was talking before, there is stuff going on around you. It's not just a clear, it's why it's taking so long to get from one place to another, because you're avoiding fights, you're getting through, you're lending assistance where you can. Just give me a random encounter roll. I just need a percentage from someone, please.
I'm on it. 26.
Ooh, 26 out of 100. Interesting. Just out of the first quarter. So you guys are walking around, you're avoiding a duel between a large creature with wings and fangs for wielding a flaming sword. And you hide behind a copse of trees. Getting through that copse of trees, you emerge just in front of a building, a very, very large stone building. This enormous kind of columned stone structure, which looks like it's both a temple and a fortress at the same time. You can see that 2 wings flank an open courtyard, and the open courtyard is full of statues that look like they've been smashed very, very recently. And the imposing structure obviously is adjacent to this bunch of trees. It's sort of in amongst the trees, and you can see some giant chimneys that come out of the very top that belie the purpose of the mausoleum, which you now stand in front of. Just give me a perception check, please.
So are these definitely statues and not like people that have been turned to stone and then smashed?
Let's see from your perception check.
They look like rocks.
I rolled a natty 20, so 24.
Nice.
14 on my perception.
Yep. Tia?
Tia's just got some blood in her eye.
That's the red paint.
Yep. You hope so. She got 8.
Okay. And Flopsy?
Oh, it looks like the mausoleum. Perfect. Yes, we should go and check it out. Perfect place to be 15.
15. So you would probably see this, Miles. You can, from where you are, you can see that there's a courtyard, which is the mausoleum's main entrance. It looks like it was at some point, you can see older statues there, and statues that belie religious kind of nature, I guess. And some of those statues look like they've recently been repaired. Like you can see where stones that were once there have had newer stones replace them. But it also looks like whatever has been there has now been smashed. Somebody's come through here and they have actually smashed a whole heap of these statues. And even from where you are, you can see that lying on the floor in front of the doors, there are 2 bodies that in pools of blood that look like they were trying to defend the doors that are shut now, but they obviously weren't successful.
Are there any footprints running through the blood?
You're still a fair distance away from the courtyard itself, so you would have to approach the courtyard or get to the door if you want to have any more investigation as to the statues or to the doors or whatever.
Mr. DM,
Yes.
have we seen in all this travel, have we seen any like humans or dwarfs
Yep.
fighting against the Pathfinder?
Yes.
So there's kind of like normal people as well
Yep.
as.
So you've seen elves, you've seen humans, you've seen a variety of monstrous humanoids, as well as animals as well. And some of those animals were obviously released from the menagerie, but some of them look like they haven't. Like,
Okay.
the Wyvarans are definitely something that is not something you saw before this event happened.
That's what I want to make sure, because I knew those guys obviously came in with this, but so far we haven't encountered any humans, dwarves, normal common folk, as I'll call them, fighting against the Pathfinder Society. So I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just some sort of bestial
attack or raid.
Yeah.
No, you definitely have seen what they call the higher races as part of the enemy. Yeah.
weapons at the ready. Let's approach and just check on these guys quickly.
It looks like 2 dead, and those statues look very interesting. I'd love to take a look at that.
If you want to have a look at the statues, you can do so if you have knowledge religion as you're walking through the shattered remains of most of these statues. And even though it just looks like someone's come through and pushed them over or cracked some as they go through. So their noses might be broken or like arms might be broken off and that kind of stuff.
Can I take a look at the bodies by the door in a second? Sorry.
Can you do that?
Yep.
Is there any footprints or anything like that?
We'll do the statues first.
Cool.
These statues look very religious. 18.
An 18. So the 18 doesn't give you exactly the specifics of the statues, but you definitely, as you're looking at them, know that the statues pertain to things like death and the afterlife. So something that you would see outside a mausoleum, gods that are, that
Using the passage
like Pharasma and those kind of gods that are definitely here, and you see some of the journeys that in the stories of scripture and all that kind of stuff. Reg starts moving ahead a little bit, moving up to the bodies. Is anyone moving with Reg as Flopsy's staying behind to sort of have a look at the statue? I'm not saying this like you're separating a lot. I assume you're staying together. So I'm not trying to put you in that
my
position.
heart rate went up a little bit there.
All of you look at me with contempt then.
I will be going to Fredge to check out the bodies.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're going to check out the bodies, just give me you can either do a perception or a heal check, I think.
I'll do a perception check for a 28.
A 28? Yep.
14 heal.
You look at them, Reg, and yes, you definitely see footsteps that are going inside the mausoleum. So you can see in both the dust and a bit of blood, you can see booted prints, humanoid booted prints. That
Can I determine how many different pairs?
That gets a little bit because you don't know whether they're these guys as prints or they're someone else, but definitely something has fought with these guys, at least one of them, and trailed a couple of blood steps inside the doors, and the doors have a little streak on them with your perception that you can see somebody obviously with a blooded hand has pushed the doors open, but then the doors have been shut.
So the doors are shut.
The doors
Do
are
they
definitely
seem to be
shut.
can I give them a little nudge to see if they're locked? Not to push them open, just like surreptitiously, like just a little.
Do you want to do that right now while Miles is preoccupied with healing them, or do you want to wait till
Are you
Miles?
healing them?
Yeah,
I
Miles
thought
has
they were
done a
dead.
heal check, so
Oh.
he's kneeling over
Maybe
to do a
if
heal
they're
check.
alive.
So he's checking vitals. Do you want to move away from him and do that, or do you want to wait for him to finish
I'll just
the
hang
vitals?
fire, yep.
Okay. So, Miles, you lean down, you kneel down, and you start checking vitals. And while weak, definitely the first guy that you've done a heal check on is alive.
Oh.
Reggie, this one's still alive.
Yep. Okay.
Do you want me to kill him?
No, just hold off on that for a sec. You might have some good information.
So I'll burst.
Okay. How much?
Oh, why is it max when it never really matters? So that's sorry, was that unfair to say?
Passion.
6 points of healing.
6 points of healing. Miles, you're still down there.
That healed me. Yeah.
The pulse rate sort of evens out a little. They don't regain consciousness, but their pulse rate definitely starts to even out, and you feel like they're out of danger. In mechanical terms, this guy has stabilized. With a burst of 30, it encompassed both of the bodies as well. So if the other person is also alive, you feel like they may have stabilized, but you don't know if they're dead or alive.
He's stabilized. Is it worth, do you reckon, questioning, spending more spells to question him, or should we just go and see what we're dealing with?
We've stabilized him. We'll
move on.
Coup de grace.
You see Tia looking at Reg with a newfound respect, as if you are a sage or one with power, or
okay. Reg sees this look and feels a bit puffed up, and
kind of nodding at you as if maybe you don't just hold the thing. You hold the things, but
I hold things.
Maybe you do more than that.
Indeed.
And then she looks out and guards everyone's back. Following
so Reggie's keen now to have a little chat about Snoo.
Not only did you take the name, but now you're taking the women.
First they come, take our jobs.
Is there any point to do another heal check? Would I be able to determine whether he's below 0 or...
With Miles's heal check, you can actually figure out he's stable but below 0.
He's below 0. Yeah. So in that case, then I'll give him a little pop on the old rebuke death.
Eee.
You have power? You God touched?
All in my hands, lady. Oh, Max again! I am rolling absolutely amazing. You wait for the combat, I'm going to flatline. Okay, that's 4 points of healing again. He obviously already stabilized. I'm not just going to want to waste another of my...
this is what they're for, buddy.
And you see a bit of blood sort of splutters, but his eyes flutter open. Annette, are you okay, Annette? The intruders, and he looks open, and you can see him like pat down to look for a weapon that is no longer by his side.
Calm yourself.
Pathfinders.
Yeah. Yes, we're working with the Pathfinders.
Intruders. They attacked us.
How many are we dealing with?
I saw there was definitely 2.
Okay.
And he looks down, and even then you can see that the wound in his side belies something that has stuck him. So whether it be an arrow or a rapier wound, something along those lines.
Reggie, are you able to quickly go check that one, see if you can...
Annette, my love, are you all right?
I assume that's that one. Do you want to go check the other one, see if you can rebuke that one?
So I'll do a heal check on that one first then. Mm-hmm. Is that okay? 19 on the heal check.
On the other... body?
Arnett. Yeah, Arnett. Sorry.
Yeah, he's fine. He's sorry. When I say he's fine,
he
was the way that you saw the first guy before you did the rebuke death. So yes, he's unconscious, but he's stable.
Stable. Okay, below 0.
Sorry, that was a lot of words to say. Yeah. He's unconscious, but he's stable.
But not below 0?
He's below 0.
Below 0? That's 2 on the rebuke death.
Even with the 2, you see him kind of not flutter open with as much pizzazz as the other guy did. You think that perhaps, like in games terms, you just got him to 0.
Cool.
Sir, what's your name?
I am Samil. Annette, is he fine?
He's alive.
He's all right now.
Oh, the arrow caught him, and I thought he was dead.
Oh, great, ranged. Here we go.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Look, we're going to go into this mausoleum and see if we can avenge you and get these guys.
I will avenge you.
What can you tell us anything about them? What were they?
They looked like humans. They had cloaks on. Humanoid creatures, maybe elves, maybe humans.
Okay.
They definitely were not halflings.
Okay, no worries.
Wow.
You stay here.
Filthy halflings.
It's pretty chaotic out there. I'm just going over that joke.
Sorry,
please do.
My racism towards TIFOs has changed.
Still here. Don't want to be.
Oh God, get him away from me.
Samil, it's pretty chaotic.
I've suffered enough.
Samil, it's pretty chaotic out there. I don't know if you and Annette will be able to make it back to safety in your current condition. Maybe just wait out here until
I will. Thank you.
No worries. Stay safe. And play dead if anything comes for you.
Yeah. You can see that he pulls out a bottle of Stone's ginger wine and starts drinking it.
And chewing on chilies.
Chewing on some chilies while pulling a PlayStation over.
Would you like me to hide them under one of these statues? I can roll the statue on top of them. And
I was going to say under a bomb. Okay, can I stealthily try and push the door open, please?
Yes, you certainly
Do you want me to do a stealth check?
Yeah, if you've got to do it stealthily, yes, please.
Do we go for battle? Is it battle time?
We're going to be... There's obviously someone in there.
Let's just see what we're up against, eh? 28 on a stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
to stealthily push the door open?
You open the door that is well worn, so it doesn't creak, it doesn't make any noise, and you silently open it enough for a humanoid to get through.
Dark, I assume.
Miles, you're up.
there-
Sorry, joking.
Yeah, they're inside. There is enough light in this area that you don't need to worry about dark vision. Like just given the state of what this place is, especially being a mausoleum, it's pretty creepy when there's no light. So there's a couple of ever burning torches that provide enough light that you don't really have to worry about vision when you get in here.
Okay,
sorry.
I was going to say, can I stealthily roll in? Do I need an acrobatics check for that as well as a stealth check?
No, you roll in. Yeah, sorry. Yes, you do need a
that. I was going to say this is bad. If he's letting me have that for free, this is going to be terrible.
Yeah, I know. I'm being really awful right now. No, I'm not going to psych you out. Yes, of course you can roll in. And I assume your intent here is to avoid if somebody's holding to attack someone coming through the door. Yep. Okay, so just make an acrobatics.
That's a 23 on the acrobatics.
You watch Reg just flip through. Reg, you do like a commando roll coming up in full combat defensive stance, and looking around you, you can see that you're in a corridor that is roughly about 20 feet long. There's little alcoves. So there's 4 alcoves, 2 on each side of the corridor, that are carved out, semicircles with little religious statues that have been pulled over and broken. So there's a bit of rubble all over the floor. You managed to move around the rubble with your stealth check, avoiding any of that noise. But in front of you, you can see that this area sort of opens up and there's a few rooms. But where you are is like a T intersection. So you got to go up the corridor and into the T. So you can go left or right at the end of the corridor.
I know what's going on here. This is the Atheist Society that's got a hold of this place. That's what's going on. That's why all the religious statues are knocked over.
I walk in to where Reg is as if he's like an absolute fool making unnecessary rolls.
I'm going to remember that one.
Yeah. So Reg is, I'm assuming Reg is still tough. You probably haven't.
I'm trying to impress the lady.
You probably haven't moved more than 5 foot into the corridor.
Yeah. I'm so small, I kind of just roll on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah, and you just matrix straight through.
Yeah, I'm like Sonic the Hedgehog when you're getting and going. Yeah.
And I'm wanting to try and make a perception check to see. So how far to the T intersection?
So you've got the corridor between the door and where the T intersection starts is 20 foot. And in that 20 foot, there's an alcove in the first 10 and an alcove in the second 10 on both sides. So there's 4 alcoves.
And we can see both of them.
And you can see all of it. Cool. Yeah. There's nothing sort of hidden towards the end here. Like you can see everything.
Cool. I want to walk up a bit further and try and make a perception check to see if I can hear any noises coming from either side of the T
so you're going up to the T intersection?
Yep.
Okay.
You're not going to roll?
No.
Okay, so you move up to the T intersection. Just give me a dexterity check as you move through the rubble.
Should have rolled.
13.
Unlucky for some. Meanwhile, we're going to cut just sort of out the back to Tia and to Flopsy. What are they doing? Are you guys moving up to the door? Or?
So Flopsy, come lady. She tears with her back to the door, just checking for anyone coming up on the rear, making sure everyone's guarded.
Yeah.
Come, those two will get in trouble without us.
Could you not have said, come, my lady, come, my lady?
You're my sugar fly.
She turns to him and says, lead, Jardy.
And he says... I love the fact
you are so putting him on the spot with this.
Yeah, but
really
I just love the fact that you guys have conspired to leave both of the characters that Brett has developed by themselves together, so they have no one else to interact with.
I'm sitting here going, Flopsy would have no problem investigating these statues for the next hour, and Tia's very happy just being on guard duty the whole time. So if you guys want to go in there, but as Flopsy kind of slides through the door, Tia just puts a big boot out and goes,
which masks the noise of Miles stumbling a little bit on the rubble that's on the floor and making a little bit of noise himself as he gets to the T intersection. Make a perception check for me, please, Miles.
6.
Reg, you're in the unique position here where you watch Miles walk up. He stumbles a little bit on the head of a statue. He loses his footing for a moment, gets himself back up. The rubble goes rolling out into the T intersection. And as he walks out into the T intersection, all of a sudden an arrow comes flying from up the corridor on his right-hand side, flying into him. Does a 15 hit your flat-footed armor class?
Flat-footed.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That arrow does 2 points of damage, and then you look up to the right for the first time, seeing the corridor to both your left and right. If you look to your left, you can see a series of curtains that go on either side. So the wall moves up a little bit from where you were. You couldn't see that, but there's definitely a series of curtains. Like, I guess if you think about doctors' waiting rooms, or like, you know, when you go into a hospital, there's curtains that divide little rooms. It kind of looks like there'd be little parlor rooms beyond those curtains, or examination rooms, and that's to your left. To your right, further up the corridor, you can see that there is a door open just about a foot, and there's a figure beyond that door holding a bow who's just released an arrow that has struck you in the arm. From your position, 30 foot to the door, and the creature is standing on the other side of the door, so in the 35th foot.
Creature.
Yeah, you can't, even from where you are, they are in a darker room. So they've extinguished whatever lights are in that room. You also know that there are some other rooms that move off that corridor as well. But, you know, right now, I assume you're just focused right on that door at the end. But you can see the corridor, even where the door is, the corridor bends around to the left from where you are as well. And there's a bit of an open area that to the right alongside the corridor, but not right up the end.
Okay. Initiatives, I assume?
Yeah, I was going to.
Do the rest of us see it, Justin?
Yeah, all of you that are in the room see an arrow, and I assume Miles probably would have cried out or like,
Pussy.
Mummy.
Wow. He has to take his jabs now because he knows he can't kill us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck you,
Yeah.
Lindsay.
Yeah, there's a reason.
You've got two characters.
Yeah,
What are you
there's
gonna
a
worry
reason
about?
there is a reason why Brett has two characters, Lindsay. There could have been only one character. All right. Initiatives, guys. We are going to head straight into combat at this point in time. So, I wish I had done better then, but we will see. So, Miles, we're going to start with the shit-talking Miles. Oh, no, sorry, shit-talking Lindsay's character, Miles.
22.
Oh, excellent work. Reg.
23. Sorry.
Even better work. Flopsy, 3.
Too many character sheets, too much going on. 5.
5. Tia.
21.
Holy
Nice.
shitballs. Wow, you
we
guys
were ready for it. Like,
you
we were
guys
going
are-
in there like, oh, shit's going to happen.
rocking it up. Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
just
was.
that
I
they
was
were,
rolling in. I mean, you just blundered it.
they were
right?
laying in, which is ironic because had you done that into the T intersection, that wouldn't have hit you.
Oh, I've
Yeah,
got deflect
I
arrows
would've-
anyway,
yeah,
so
that-
there's no chance I could just stroll in there.
Going. All right, Reg, you see this in happen in front of you. A bit of spray of blood comes out. You are now 15 foot away from there's a 10-foot gap between you and Miles.
So I see Miles get hit with the arrow, but I can't see down the intersection where that came from.
No, because you can't, because it's a T intersection. You're at the stalk of the T. He's at the top of the T. So he's looked that way, and you definitely see an arrow because it points directly from where it came from.
But he spun around, so it's come from the roof.
It's come from you.
Get back here.
Okay.
And I will hold.
Okay, so are you readying for something? Or are you just
Yeah, if
delaying?
anything comes down the T intersection within range, I'm going to smack
Okay.
it.
All right. So just so you know,
Because I've got no idea what's up there.
Yeah,
It could be right there for all I
you
know,
have
not
a-
down the end of the corridor.
you have a very limited
Yeah.
space. Like you can literally see 20 foot up a 5-foot corridor because that's all you can see. So from the door, there's like 20 foot to
hang
where
on,
the
20
T
foot
goes.
up a 5-foot wide corridor.
yeah.
Sorry, that
With
just blew my
yeah,
mind
yeah,
there
yeah.
for a second. I'm like, what
Even
kind
I
of-
confused myself.
Yeah, so there's no way I can see necessarily
Not unless you
how
move
long
up.
it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
so
unless
for
you
all
move
I
up.
know, they're right there. That's why I'm holding.
You
it.
would have to move up to where
Yeah,
Miles
that's
is
what I'm
and
saying
peek
to
around the
Miles.
corner.
Get back here, and I'm going to hold, thinking there's something right next to it.
All right.
Yeah.
Miles, you get to act.
And is there darkness further up or can we just see everything?
There's light everywhere else, but it looks like beyond that door, these guys this person has taken some pains to extinguish the light in the room.
Okay.
Time to lay
Kind
it
of good because I didn't take any light spells because I did not think we were going into combat when we were going to the thing. So I've taken
True.
things that
Maybe
would
you
have been.
could. Don't you have a portrait spell?
I do.
Maybe you could draw his portrait.
Portrait of a light.
But yeah, I'm going to take Reggie's
I call this picture
Reggie's
friend.
advice, and I'm going to run back and I'm going to duck into one of the alcoves where the statues were.
Do you still have
The
that-
alcoves aren't huge. Like they're like like a little kind of just a little.
Yeah, I just want enough to give me a little bit of cover.
Yep, definitely.
Half cover.
Are you still able to? Summon dogs?
Yeah, I think we didn't sell that yet. I think it was in this this area that we realized how useless it was.
Who let the dogs
one
out?
rounded dog.
Yeah, one round of dogs.
All right. So you move back and you sort of hunker behind one of the plinths that the statues were on, getting a little bit of cover to anything that might come. You still take up a space in the corridor, though.
Yeah.
There's not enough room for you not to take up a space, but people can be past you. You could even actually squeeze into the same square, but you would take squeezing penalties.
That's what she proclaimed.
That brings us to Tia. Is it TYR or TIA?
TIA.
Okay.
Tia wouldn't want to be
Her name's actually Tia.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Glad you clarified that.
Yep.
But you whiteys don't know it, so Tia's fine. Jarti, Holy One, shall I go and defeat the enemy?
I don't even know what we got here.
Yes, I will go and bring back their heads.
Just hold that thought. Let's have a look.
His
let's
eyes
see.
upon me and his wings to shield me. I will defeat them.
I have no doubt. But share some of the glory for us all.
Stand behind me then.
Gladly.
She'll hold.
Okay, so she stops. You hear from around the corner up the corridor, a door shut.
Shut.
Don't think that worked out for us, gentlemen. What did you see down there, Miles?
That was just a figure with a bow.
One less arrow would appear.
It's but a scratch.
I got time to bleed.
Is it Flopsy?
It is Flopsy's go.
Flopsy will click his fingers and dancing lights will appear just at that intersection, lighting up.
Oh, that intersection, it's only beyond the door. So you haven't seen anything that's dark, just so that you get an idea. So where Miles is the only one who's looked up the corridor, and imagine there's a door at the end of the corridor. That door was open for the archer to shoot through, and where the room the archer was standing in is dark. That's the only dark place in the whole place.
Then Flopsy will look up and go, it feels like, yes, you should, lady, go and defeat the enemy. Good idea. We'll be behind you.
Brett's had enough of 2 character sheets. Send her in.
No, if he's had it, we know he's had enough of 2 character sheets when he sends Flopsy in first.
Follow me!
Yeah, that's right. It's a very small between good and bad with Flopsy.
Into the breach, you can call me Baldric from here on out.
I shall hold. All right, round number 2. A lot of delaying happened then. Reg, you are in a state of delay.
Okay, so Miles, what did you see? What was that there?
Just a figure. I just saw a figure. Couldn't make anything out.
What was that noise? That clanking noise? Was that a door?
I assume it closed the door that shot me out of.
So they were behind a door.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna now roll again.
At the other
Along
end
the
of
floor.
the intersection,
Oh, hang on. Do I want to do that? Yeah, let's do that. I'm all about the rolling today.
Okay.
Rolling.
They see him rolling.
21 on the roll.
Yep.
I'll come up to my feet, obviously.
Very, very sneaky.
Yep. Nothing. The door's shut.
And you wind up in the corridor of the T intersection looking either way.
Yep.
Again, to your left, you see curtains. Right down to the end, you see that there's an opening on the right-hand side that opens up, but you can't see what's in there. There's the tunnel, or the corridor ends at a door, but it also turns to the right.
Okay, so obviously the door was shut because we heard that go
Yeah,
clunk.
the door is shut.
Can I take a perception check to see if I can see any movement behind the curtain? Anything that's giving away that anybody's behind that curtain?
Yeah, definitely.
Where are we? 16 on the perception.
You think that whatever movement from the curtain is from you rolling in a stealthy manner. Like, the breeze is just enough to sway a little bit. There's certainly no indication that there's anyone hiding behind there.
Pay no attention to the feet underneath the curtain. Let's go with the Great Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
So can I continue moving then up towards
A
the...
small dog comes running out.
Have I got enough actions left to move up towards the door?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
certainly
I'll
do.
continue to
You've
move
only moved 15 feet at this point. So, or 20 feet because you rolled.
Yeah, for a
the
normal
last,
person.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you move another 10, 20
towards
feet.
the door. I'm going
Yeah,
towards the
so
door.
and I think it's 30 feet to the door, so you come short of the door. But even from where
Story of my life.
even from where you sit, you look to the right to this open area. It's the first time you get a little glance down in this area, and you see that there are some steel tables with medical lab equipment in there. There's barrels of wash water, and you can see that there's like implements that look like these are slabs where you might
Is this like a mortuary or
yeah, a morgue, definitely a morgue. So this in a morgue, this looks like the autopsy dissection kind of room. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
That brings us to Miles.
Miles is going to move up to the door that he can shot out of.
Okay, so you move all the way up. That's going to be more than a single
double
move.
and he's going to try and put his back, because that door's closed now, right?
Yes.
So he's going to put his back against the wall near the door, ready to open it.
On like the side, same side as the door, like a breach kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, breach.
In there. I've been watching a lot of SEAL Team.
He's got his gas bow out.
Oh, gas ball. All right. So and from where you are, you can see that the corridor moves off to the right as you were walking up. You know, the door ends, but the corridor continues like in an L shape to the right. And from here, you smell the very, very horrid stench of flesh that smells like it's been not rotting as such. Like it's not like our body's decomposing, but there's certainly an element of that. And
bit of gaminess.
And you can hear some chittering kind of stuff, like the sound of many, many bugs moving.
Oh, fuck me.
Guys, I think it swarms. I think we should leave and go to the menagerie.
I thought we were swarms. Okay.
You're up, Flopsy.
Get the bombs out.
Yeah, and even from where you are, you're looking to that right-hand side wall. Now that it's not to your right anymore because you've turned around, but even there's a door halfway down the corridor on both sides. And you see the end of the corridor and it again goes to the right like it's a squarey kind of thing. Tia.
Come, Jati. Glory awaits. And she just walks 20 foot down to the corridor.
Mm-hmm. Is she a 40-foot mover or a 30-foot? Or a 20-foot?
20-foot mover.
Oh, okay. Moves as fast as Reg.
And
heavy armor.
Oh, she's okay. Yeah.
She's laden down with armor.
Uh-huh. And her footfalls are heavy as she walks. It's like a deliberate kind of doof, doof as she walks down. She looks
like
to the
Batman.
door. That door, Holy One? Question.
I did I hear the chittering or is that just Miles?
Well, yes, you hear it, but it's definitely Miles hears it more because he's right down
These
there.
two down the corridor to the right.
Yeah,
in
it's on
front of the door.
it's on the opposite side. So you looked that way and saw those tables. It's on the opposite side, but behind a wall from where you are.
Can I take a knowledge check of some sort to know whether what it might be?
It's very difficult from the little pieces of information that you've got to know. Like it would be an impossible check. You can, even Miles, you can assume that there's some kind of buggy kind of sound. It sounds like you've heard swarms before. It sounds like that.
But not from behind the door where she's talking.
Not from behind the door where the archer was, no.
So Tia walks up to that door and stands at it with her eyebrows raised. Open it?
You can't get there
Why?
from where you were.
20 and 20? Two
Yeah.
moves?
That you're standing with Reg 10 foot away from the door.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Shall we open the door?
I look at Miles.
I'll open it, you guys.
I think we're going in.
Get
Okay.
ready.
And then Flopsy runs up behind, vial in hand. What's going on?
We're going in.
Right.
All right, Flopsy.
Bombs away.
Flopsy, you'll go.
Yeah, Flopsy's just followed on up behind, pull the bomb
so
out.
you're bringing up the rear.
Yep.
So if we clarify that, you've got Miles standing next to the door, ready to breach into the door. You've got a 5-foot space. You've got Tia. Behind Tia, you've got Reg. Behind Reg, you've got Flopsy, all ready to breach into a door, ready to go, ready to rock and roll. And we'll find out next time.
Oh, I was thinking actually, if you're that tall, can I get underneath your legs? Like attack underneath your legs.
You gotta buy
You're in
dinner
a battle
first.
state.
No, you have to be 2 sizes smaller than someone to be able to do
And
that.
she's wearing a tatami door, so kind of a skirt that goes getting through her legs.
Hang on, actually, just a second.